The Charlotte Oval and the Next Gens are a match made in heaven, as this year's Coca-Cola 600 is once again the best race of the year thus far. This race had it all, from the spectacular on-track product to the chaos that ensued, and of course, a little bit of controversy. On lap 186, Denny Hamlin made hard impact on the front straightaway into the dogleg wall. At first, it looked like another racing accident, but once they zoomed in on Chase Elliott's car, you immediately got the sense that there was more to this incident.
Coming inside here, you're gonna be 3 wide mid. 11's right with you. Just a 9, still outside here. Still there, chasing you down. Still down there.
Oh, trouble, front straightaway. Hard in the wall goes Hamlin.
They need to park it. Ran over us twice in the last 4 laps. He just hung a left and right rear. Ooh, that was big. They were bouncing off each other. Couldn't slow down. Oh, you're good, man. They were trying to wreck. They were wrecking each other. That's as intentional as it gets. Got no brake. Just bring it to us if we can fix this piece.
Watch the flame. See, lift out of the gas. That means his car is heading up the racetrack. Come up. That's a retaliation.
Which isn't a great move when you're trying to gain points and get yourself back in the game.
Chase Elliott straight up right hooks Denny Hamlin on the front stretch, and I love how immediately Clint Bowyer and Tony Stewart call him out for it. This move is already dumb enough on its own, but don't forget, Chase Elliott recently came back from an injury and is trying to point his way into the playoffs. I know he was having a bad race by his standards, but it's still no excuse for what he did. He still had a long way to go in a 600-mile race and could have eventually finished either in the top 10 or top 5 and had a good points day. Instead, he right hooks him and then afterwards tries to play it off like he blew a tire. I'm sure Bill Elliott was somewhere watching shaking his head, but you know what had me shaking my head the most? The reaction by some of Chase Elliott's fans to the incident. Oh my gosh. Even after the replays clearly showed Keselowski didn't make contact and Denny Hamlin even posting proof on his Twitter that the incident was intentional, you still had some parts of the fan base defending him, and you knew immediately Denny Hamlin was going to call them out.
I got right rear hooked in the middle straightaway. Did you think there was any kind of retaliation there, or what was the deal? What led to that? Yeah, it's a tantrum, and he shouldn't be racing next week. Right rear hooks are absolutely unacceptable. I don't care. It's the same thing Bubba Wallace did with Kyle Larson. The exact same. He shouldn't be racing. It's a tantrum.
He was having a day anyway, in his opinion, and he threw a little temper tantrum and decided to hook a left on us down the straightaway. And not only straightaway, but the dog leg. Like, I hit head on, not sideways. Like, the worst part of the racetrack that I could possibly hit. So, I don't know. We've seen this. I've seen this with him in the past. You know, when he got pissed off when Larson kind of drove him up in the fence at California. Larson's leading the race at the end. He intentionally caused a caution there, trying to screw Larson over, his teammate.
Shit, motherfucker. God damn it.
And then when Harvick and him got into it, he came in. Where's Harvick? I'm going to help my teammate out. Blocked Harvick so Kyle Larson could win. Like, this is just, this is bullshit. And so, you know, I don't mind Chase Elliott fans. Some of them are sane. Most of them are not. Even when you got the Dawsonville pool room saying, oh boy, we need a substitute driver next week, you probably know you f***ed up. You know, like, there's no explanation that he could possibly give, which he didn't, of reason for hanging a left. You know, he obviously didn't want to admit it. He did the, oh, I can't hear you, sorry. And then, sorry, I can't hear what you're saying, but yeah, my car just couldn't drive it. Bullshit. The wheels were dead straight. Even after we crashed and, like, destroyed our he goes down the back straightaway, and you look at both tires, front tires are pointed the correct direction. He threw a hissy fit, and he just hung a left on us in the most dangerous part of the racetrack that you possibly could. And it ended my day and his, and in my opinion, he shouldn't be racing next weekend because NASCAR set a precedent last year on this.
I feel like this meme says it all right here. And again, I'm not saying it is every single Chase Elliott fan but it's a similar problem to what Junior Nation fans had. Anyways, since Bubba Wallace got suspended one race for doing the exact same thing last year, you knew that Chase Elliott was going to get the same penalty. Denny Hamlin immediately called for it, the media was calling for it, NASCAR fans were calling for it, and everyone would get their wish. The funniest opinion looking back to me isn't from any sort of Chase Elliott fan. No, it's from Corey LaJoie, because he was saying Chase Elliott shouldn't be suspended, that wouldn't be the right call, and everyone was like, what are you talking about? And now that he's replacing him, it makes sense.
I don't think it's the same scenario. I don't. And I don't believe that Chase should be suspended. I don't agree with it. I don't like it. I don't think it's the same. I don't think it should be governed the same. There was no inkling, and I think Chase did a pretty good job of not showing one inkling of it, like crashing my purpose in any interview on the radio or anything else.
And the Oscar goes too.
And the Oscar goes too.
He's smart, though.
That matters. Hey, that matters into the whole scenario of how they govern this thing. I don't know. I would be surprised if Chase is sitting on the couch.
NASCAR ruled that Chase intentionally crashed Denny Hamlin on lap 186 of Monday's Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte, turning left into Hamlin's right rear quarter panel and sending the 11 head-on into the outside safer barrier on the front straightaway.
This was an act that definitely, in our view and with the resources and the data we collected, was an act that was intentional.
And Hendrick Motorsports released this statement. We understand NASCAR's need to maintain consistency in its officiating. The penalty will not be appealed, and we will submit a formal request for a playoff waiver. Corey LaJoie, 31, will drive the number 9 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 this weekend at St. Louis, and we are grateful to Corey for stepping in to the team at Spire Motorsports for making him available.
Chase Elliott's clown move had a huge effect on the following race at Gateway, as not only would Corey LaJoie be replacing him in the 9, but Carson Hocevar, coming all the way from the NASCAR Truck Series, was going to be driving the 7. Chase Elliott deciding to be an idiot in the 2023 Coca-Cola 600 led to a sequence of events. It once again proved how toxic some Chase Elliott fans can be, as well as proving that Chase Elliott isn't exactly the perfect golden boy that the sport props him up as. But on the positive side, it led to Corey LaJoie getting an opportunity with Hendrick Motorsports, as well as Carson Hocevar making his Cup Series debut. Pretty crazy how one move can have an effect on an entire sport for at least a week, but in this case, we're gonna have to label these as part of the Chase Elliott clown effect. Let me know how you feel about this situation in the comments below, but Chase Elliott fans, don't worry, you're still gonna be able to see Chase Elliott race this weekend for the Guangdong Tigers.
Guangdong Tigers. Ni hao! Ni hao! Ni hao!
And once again, that'll do it for another video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Black Flags Matter. Catch you next time.